So is your heart beating a mile a minute there, Miss Alicia? Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a difficult time for our country, but my baby was over there, and I had to get her. I had to go over and get her, and she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And she was so cute. She came out in this little pink outfit, and I just held on to her and squeezed her, and it was an incredible experience.
I started softball when I was 5 years old. So what happened was I was watching TV and I saw the New York Yankees playing, and I asked my dad, I was like, what's that? And he was like, oh, that's baseball. And I was like, oh, all right. And so, and I just really liked it. It was really interesting. And he threw me into the game of softball, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And just over the past couple of years, I've just grown up doing it. I joined the Cheshire Flames as the first travel team I played for. And yeah, that's just kind of how my softball career started. I didn't really know I was going to be good. My parents and my coaches over the years taught me that if you want to be good at something, you got to practice, you got to put the work in, and that's what taught me dedication.
And we were scheduled to go to get her the week of 9/11. Then 9/11 happened, and that postponed us 3 weeks, I would say. And then we went over there, and I got her in Kazakhstan during that time period. We actually, the day that we adopted her, that night is when we started bombing Afghanistan.
Okay.
And we had to pick her up in a place called Ust-Kamengorsk, which is the northern end of if you're looking at Kazakhstan, the far east side, up north by Mongolia and
Okay.
Russia border. And then, but from there, when we got her that day, we had to fly into the Almaty airport.
That's a big city.
And our fighter jets were taking off from that airport.
Oh wow.
So, because there's a spot that's only like 300 miles away that they were targeting. Anyways, first night there, we hear all these gunshots going off, and we're thinking, oh my, and they're close, and we're like, what is that? And so we're in a hotel, sir, and we can lean against the window and look out and see police officers shooting their guns at night. Their range, their police range was right there, like right there, which is a bizarre place for a hotel. But and then one of the nights, as I was telling Chris, one of the nights there was an incident where it got really cold because you're in the southern tip of Siberia.
Right.
It got really cold, and a circus was in town, and they actually brought the zoo animals into the hotel, and so. There was a lion roaring, and there was a single lady there that she was adopting a child too, and she heard a lion roaring, so she called up the interpreter and said, I'm going to go down to Mike's room, which got interpreted to being Mike's causing a problem.
Oh.
So then, so she didn't make it down to my room because another lady was there, single, opened up the door and said, do you hear that? She's like, yeah, so they went in the room together. Next thing, those hotel security's at our door, yelling at us. He's actually pointing a gun at me and yelling at me in either Russian or Khmer, I couldn't tell you. And then the interpreter comes running down the hallway saying, no, it's okay. And so the following morning, we walked down 4 flights of stairs behind a llama. It was in the hotel. We saw monkeys running around in this one room. It was absolutely crazy. So to do this, we had, I believe I had like 14,000 strapped in a money belt inside my pants. She had 14,000. Money about it. So when we flew from, at that time we lived in San Diego, into Moscow, 2 gentlemen picked us up. They were holding a sign. We're all by ourselves in a Moscow airport. And we had all this money on us. They pointed us to this money exchange place. No English is being passed around. Right. And we went to exchange money. He said that was the correct amount. They took us and put us in a van, drove us to another airport that was probably 45 minutes away. And we waited there. They told us to sit in these chairs. And so we sat in those chairs, and we waited there till they loaded us on the next plane. And the next plane, that was bizarre, because that plane, they took us in a horse trailer. It was pulled by like an old Ford pickup truck. And we drove this zigzag of airplanes. Empty, just broken down, and to this one that was ours. Very old. We got in there. There's actually a video of me chipping ice off the window putting it into our wine glass because ice formed on inside the window of this plane when we're flying. Wow. Before we adopted her, we did have her medical records and a videotape of her, and we sent that to a specialist, but we didn't have any blood work or anything like that. So when we came home, we took her to a specialist, and they told us that she had some lead in her blood, excuse me. And I never forget, she was across the desk, and she sat there and said, you know, don't expect a good athlete, or well, a good student first, she said, or a good athlete.
And she's both.
Yes.
She beat all odds.